Welcome back to the deep dive. Sometimes we look at these incredible athletic feats, right? Pure endurance. But today we're unpacking something a bit different. A huge solo run in Cyprus, RUN180. And it seems every single kilometer is designed for, well, real social impact. Health policy change, even.
It really is. It's a fascinating use of, sport as a serious platform for advocacy.
So our mission today, for you listening, is to explore how one person, Barasa Daniel, is linking three big Cypriot cities.
That's Limassol, Nicosia, and Larnaca.
But it's not just geography, is it? He's weaving together these big themes: resilience, climate action, community integration.
And critically, support for rare health disorders. It's quite the mix.
It really is. Turning a personal challenge into, well, a very public good. So the name is RUN180. Let's get the basics down first, because the numbers themselves are pretty staggering. When is this happening?
Okay, so mark your calendars, metaphorically speaking. It's set for 15th to 16th November 2025.
And the distance?
180 kilometers.
Wow. Okay, and the time frame. He's planning to do this in
Just 15 hours. That's the plan. 15
hours. Okay, 180K in 15 hours. You really need to unpack that pace for us. That's not slow.
Not at all. I mean, you're looking at sustaining an ultramarathon pace. It's like running, 4 full marathons back to back.
With almost no starting time.
Exactly. That kind of performance isn't just about grit, It requires serious strategic planning, calculation.
Yeah, that speed tells you it's meticulous. Let's talk route. You mentioned the cities. Where does it actually start and end? Because the source says the route itself is symbolic.
Right. So the starting line is in the Limassol. Then the route goes through some selected parts of Nicosia, the capital.
Okay.
And the finish. That's planned for Finikouds Beach in Larnaca.
So it really does span a major part of the island, the Greek Cypriot side. And the description in the source, a symbolic bridge connecting cities, communities, and stories. That's quite poetic.
It is, and it captures the intent perfectly. The physical bridging mirrors the goal of bridging, social divides.
Makes sense. And the timing of the run itself, November 2025. There's a personal connection there too, isn't there?
There is, yeah. It's a big one for Barasa Daniel. It marks 8 years for him. 8 years of living, studying, integrating into Cyprus.
So this isn't just a random date or challenge.
Not at all. It's his way of marking that milestone. Not with a party, but with something focused on, as the source puts it, purpose, community, and impact. The distance itself kind of represents the journey he's taken.
I really like that, using the personal story as the actual, foundation for the mission. And there's also a practical element to the visibility, right? Something about the Radisson Blu Marathon.
Yes, that's a smart logistical move. His run is being featured at the Radisson Blu International Marathon.
Ah, okay.
So he's leveraging their platform. It connects his very personal solo effort to a big established international event.
Which means more eyes on it.
Exactly. More reach, more visibility, and this is important, it lends credibility and transparency to the fundraising side of things. Built right in.
Credibility matters a lot with fundraising. Okay, let's talk about Barasa Daniel himself, the architect here. His background seems almost tailor-made for this kind of bridge building. He's not just a runner.
Oh, definitely not. The source material paints a picture, saying every step carries the story of someone who arrived in Cyprus with dreams, faced challenges, embraced diversity, and built bridges. He embodies that integration story.
In his current roles, what does he actually do?
Well, he's deeply involved civically. He founded the Running-Fluent initiative.
Running-Fluent, what's that?
It's basically an advocacy and mentorship platform. Uses sports and communication, to help foster integration, especially for young people.
Interesting.
Beyond that, he has some serious European roles, too. He's an EU Climate Pact ambassador, and he's an alumnus of a UN program, Youth Champions for Peace and Environment, back in 2022.
Okay, wow. But wait, the notes also mention degrees in food science and green and digital management. How does food science fit in? That seems like an unexpected piece for you, the listener.
It might seem disconnected at first, but think about it. Food science today, it's all tied up with sustainability, supply chains, environmental impact.
Ah, okay. I see the link.
Yeah. And he connects that scientific thinking to his master's in green and digital management from the University of Limassol. His whole focus seems to be on tackling problems where integration, sustainability, and youth empowerment meet. He works across Uganda and Cyprus on this.
And he's involved locally, too. Something about Limassol governance.
Yeah, that's right. He's active with the Intercultural Council of Limassol and also part of the Limassol's 2030 Trajectories Working Group.
For listeners maybe not familiar, That Lamasso's 2030 group is about shaping the city's future strategy, right, over the next decade.
Exactly. So this isn't just activism from the outside. He's embedded in the policy and planning structures, deeply rooted.
It really shows how interconnected these big issues are. Climate, integration, health. You can't really pull them apart.
Precisely. And the run, this huge physical challenge, becomes the thing that ties it all together. Overcoming the 180-kilometer distance is like a metaphor for closing the gap between, say, policy goals and the needs of communities or healthcare reform.
Right. That makes the connection clearer. So let's shift from the why and the who to the what, the concrete goals. What does RUN180 actually aim to achieve? There are three main ones mentioned.
Yep, three core aims. First, pretty straightforward, is to inspire resilience. Showing what's possible physically and mentally, breaking barriers.
Okay.
Second, to unite communities, using the event to bring people from different backgrounds together in a shared effort.
And the third, that's the fundraising part, the tangible impact. Who benefits from the money raised?
All the funds raised are going to the Cyprus Alliance for Rare Disorders. CARD, for short.
CARD, okay.
And this is where that health policy angle really comes into focus. It connects the social mission directly to a vital healthcare need on the island.
Let's put that into perspective. CARD supports people with rare disorders in Cyprus. How significant is this need? Why is this support so crucial?
The numbers are actually quite striking. CARD supports over 60,000 people in Cyprus living with rare and complex health conditions.
60,000 out of a population of just over 1 million.
Exactly. So you're looking at nearly 6% of the population. That's significant.
Mm-hmm.
These are individuals and families who often need very specialized resources, ongoing support.
And better health policies, presumably?
Critically important. Policies that actually recognize their unique situations and needs.
And the fundraising target for RUN180, it's a specific number.
It is. The goal is 28,000.
28,000. Why that amount? What will it allow CARD to do?
Well, it's not just a random figure. It's earmarked to provide very concrete help. Strengthening CARD's overall mission, yes, but specifically funding advocacy work, trying to improve those health policies we just mentioned.
So influencing policy directly.
Yes. And also providing tangible resources for patients. Things like specialized equipment, accessible information, support services. It's aimed at creating sustainable change, not just temporary relief.
That makes sense. Funding systemic change. Now, an effort like this, 180 kilometers, 28,000 euros, you don't do that alone. Who's backing this? What kind of institutional support does he have?
He's built a strong coalition. You've got academic backing from the Cyprus University of Technology or Kutapak. Their involvement might bring in sports science expertise, data, maybe logistical support.
Adds a scientific layer to the endurance challenge.
Definitely. Then there's RunLab, who are specialized running experts, and very importantly, NGOs focused on the core themes. Generation for Change, CY for Inclusion, and Reset for Sustainability.
So it's a mix of education, sports science, and social action groups.
It is. It shows real organizational depth and alignment across different sectors.
We talked about the Radisson Blue Marathon connection, adding visibility. Is there any downside, though? Any risk of the core message, the advocacy, CARD getting lost in the noise of a big commercial event?
That's a fair question. It's always a balancing act, isn't it? But in advocacy, sometimes visibility is paramount.
True.
By embedding it within the marathon, he gets guaranteed media, infrastructure, a bigger stage. The key, and the sources seem to emphasize this, is keeping the message sharp, constantly highlighting CARD, the purpose, ensuring transparency with the funds.
So keeping the why front and center.
Exactly. Making sure the spotlight stays on the cause, not just the event itself.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, for you listening, if you're inspired by this, how can people get involved? The sources say it's very inclusive.
Yes. They made it clear it's not just for elite runners or big donors. There are multiple ways to engage.
Like what?
Well, organizations can formally collaborate or partner offering sponsorship, maybe expertise. On a more grassroots level, people can volunteer, help with organizing beforehand, logistics, or even just cheering along the route on the day.
Cheering squads are important.
They really are. And of course, people are invited to run, walk, or cheer alongside him for parts of the route. You don't have to do the full 180K.
So you can literally be part of that symbolic bridge he's building.
Precisely. And naturally, people can donate to support CARD.
It all ladders up to that core message they mention. Our goal is bigger than the run.
That's the essence of it. It's a demonstration, really.
Yeah.
Showing that when you bring together sport, a clear purpose, and community energy, you can break down barriers, start important conversations, and, build hope.
Yeah.
The run is the spark, but the fire is social cohesion and better health policy.
It really is an impressive convergence. Personal endurance pushed to the limit. Strategic advocacy, clear institutional support like from Cutterpack,
Right.
and a very concrete, measurable goal, that $28,000 for card, which impacts, as you said, a huge number of people and aims for systemic change.
And when you zoom out, you see Barasa Daniel has essentially taken his own story, arriving in Cyprus, building a life, studying his immigrant and student journey.
Yeah.
And he's used that narrative as the actual framework for this major European advocacy and fundraising initiative. It's quite strategic.
So, wrapping this up for you, the listener, what does this deep dive tell us? It shows that sport, community, purpose, they can transform lives, but
it needs that deep personal connection, a solid strategy, and that rigorous support network we talked about.
which leads to a final thought for you to consider. Barasa Daniel used his personal experience, his story, not just as motivation, but as the core operational structure for this entire mission. So the question becomes, if you want to create broad social impact, is the most powerful way to do it by leveraging your unique personal experiences as the primary architecture? What part of your story could you use to build your own kind of bridge?